أحب الصالحين ولست منهم، لعلي أن أنال بهم شفاعة، وأكره من تجارته المعاصي وإن كنا سواء في البضاعة.
اللهم لا تؤاخذني بما يقولون واجعلني خيرا مما يظنون واغفر لي ما لا يعلمون. هذا يقوله الصديق.
يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم بنعمتي ورضيت بالإسلام دينا. I have perfected my favor on you today and chosen the religion of Islam as your deen. So my brothers, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's favors on insan are tremendous. One of the biggest bounty, the favor of Allah, is the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The coming of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam with his complete sharia, with complete way of living, whereas our deen is not just a religion, it is a way of life. You can live your life, you can live your everyday life, fulfill all your everyday obligations, and then turn them into religion, turn them into your deen, only by doing those things according to the Kitabullah and Sunnah of Rasulullah. You carry on with your life, but change your direction. Instead of doing things the way you like to do, or the way your ancestors you saw them doing, or the way you see people around you doing. You leave all those things behind, because all those things can deceive us. Kitab Allah and Sunnah of Rasulullah will never deceive us. It is a perfected way for us to live our life. One time someone asked Umar radiallahu anhu that you are the greatest leader of the Muslim nation. How do you balance between your worldly obligations and your religious obligations? How do you divide your time? How much time you give for deen? How much you give for dunya? And he said, I give all my 24 hours of day for deen. Then the questioner was surprised. He said, how do you do that? Don't you have wife, kids? Don't you have livelihood? Don't you have to earn? Don't you have your needs? He said, yes, of course. I'm a human being like you. I have wife, I have kids, I have worldly obligations, but I try to do all of them according to the Sunnah, according to the Ahkam of Allah, Amr of Allah, or the orders of Allah, and the Sunnah and the Tariqah and the way of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, therefore everything I do is religion. Everything I do is my deen. So in 24 hours of the day, I am pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, living a lifestyle that is pleasing to Allah. And this is how I am able to balance between dunya and deen. Today, unfortunately, we think that deen is something, dunya is something else, and then we don't think that we can balance, we can manage, because deen is very difficult, and we can't leave dunya because we have to have the means. Deen is not difficult. If it was difficult, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would never bring it on to us. Because what would Allah get out of giving us a religion that we could not practice? What would be the benefit of a religion that He gave us a religion, He gave us a deen that we can practice. And on top of that, He's asking us to practice. That would be injustice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just. So He gave us a simple, beautiful deen so that we can live a successful life in this world and carry on with the everlasting life that is to come after we leave this world. And whereas there is no difficulty but peace, peace, peace. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inviting us towards the Dar salam, that is the Jannah. The bounties of Jannah will increase every day. Jannah is being decorated for the believers. The Jannah is being decorated so that when the difficulties, when we go leave this world with difficulties, and then we enter Jannah, there is no difficulty after that. The one who saves himself from Jahannam, the fire, and enter Jannah, that is the true successful man or true successful woman. And my brother, we cannot wait. We cannot say, oh, I have time. I'll do this, this good deed, that. Because we don't know when the time will come. That's why everybody knows the date of birth, nobody knows the date of death, so that we are always continuously ready to do good amal, ready to do good actions, so that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling us, we are ready to meet Allah. We're looking forward to the meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that day surely is coming, my brothers. This is what has been related to us through the truthful tongue of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as you know, is Rahman, Rahim, Kareem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used these two sifat after His name. First, He said, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Two sifat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, started with, so that to let us know that don't be afraid from Allah. Love Allah, who is the most, merciful, who is looking to build a ta'alluq with you, relation with you. He is looking forward. His arms are always open so that you can come to Him. He never forgets you. He's always waiting when my ibad is coming to me. And He never turns you down. He never looks at your mistakes. So it is shaitan, this appointment. Oh, there is no salvation for me. That is from the shaitan. As we know the story from the time of Bani Israel, when one person, he killed so many people. He killed 99 people. And then after killing them, he felt sorry and he realized his mistake. And then he went to the rahib, the worshipper, and he asked him, is there salvation for me? Will Allah ever forgive me? So he said, no, look at the crime you did. You didn't just kill one person. And you killed 2, 3, 4, 99, and you killed all children, men, women. There's nothing for you, go. So he got so angry, he also killed him. He said, let's make it 100. But he knew that the answer he got was not the right answer. So he went, to another. So this is different between an abid and a scholar. The difference between a worshipper. The worshippers, because we don't have the proper knowledge, we always give the wrong answers. We forget about the mercy of Allah. Sometimes we say, oh, Allah will never forgive you. Subhanallah. How can you say that? Are you, did Allah send you email that I'm not going to forget this person? No. Allah is always merciful. So this is the difference between alim and abid. So we went to the alim, we went to the scholar. He said, yes, there is salvation for you, but you have to change the environment. Last Jummah or few Jummahs before, we talk about the environment, the mahal. We Muslims, we need to have mahal. Why our children, you hear complaints from everywhere. Oh, my son is not listening to me. My daughter is not listening to me. This and this. So why? Because the children that are growing up are not growing up in a pious environment. They're not growing up in an Islamic environment. So whatever they see around them, they think it is the norm. They just think all these things, for the boy to go out and have a girlfriend or go out and start drinking or do whatever, you think it's normal because everybody else is doing it. He or she, they don't know that we are Muslims. We have to live a life that is pleasing to Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has few do's and don'ts that we have to live our life by. And all those are for our benefit. They're not, to make things difficult for us. So that's why we have to make mahal, make environment. The house during the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everything started from Masjid Nabawi Sharif. Masjid Nabawi Sharif was the center for everything. This was the go-to place. Somebody can help the sister there in the back, please. The Masjid Nabawi Sharif was the go-to place for everything. Everything was happening. They were coming for Salah, of course. All their other amal were they were connected to the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today we are disconnected from the houses of. This is the powerhouse. This masjid is connected with the haram, the powerhouse. This is where we come here, we get charged up. Just like when we are connected, just like this power light is connected to the grid, but is somewhere else. We don't see that. We just see the light. But if it's not connected to the grid, the light is there. There's no nur. There's no light coming out of it. The bulb is there. Likewise, my brother, we have to all the rahmah and mercy. We have to connect ourselves. At least once a day, we should visit the masjid. Like we are able to visit the masjid once a week. Allah is making it possible. It's not because because of what we are doing. Allah is making us possible for us to come once a week here, and the same Allah can make it possible for us to come every day here. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see the desire in you. You have to take the first step, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all the other steps easy for you. Then you will see when you are connected with the house of Allah, then you see how the life transforms. All the things that you want to accomplish, all the things that you want to do, you will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make all those things easy and comfortable for you. And He will open the veils. In the work that you do in hours, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make that happen for you in minutes. The work you do in days, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make that happen for you in hours. Because Allah is doable. Everything happens with the will and the control of Allah. Time is controlled by Allah. The barakah in the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives. Now we don't know such thing as a barakah in the time. What is the barakah in the time? What are you talking about? There's 24 hours a day and I divide my time, 8 hours here, 2 hours there, like that. What are you talking about? What is barakah? Barakah is the blessing in your time, then in the thing that you were to accomplish in one day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make that happen in few hours. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is what, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to take a step. It's just like the child, When the child takes the step, when they first learn to drive, they take the step and then what happens? The parents let them fall? No, they're there. They're there for you when the baby is about, first step they're taking. They're so delicate. They're taking these first steps, and then when you're about to fall, the mother rushes, the father rushes. Allah, of course, He loves us more than the mother and the father. Love of Allah for us is 70 times more. So remember this, the problem is we see people around environment, we see that, and then The thing is about the rizq that is connected with it, with our salah. That's coming from Allah. The rizq is coming from the skies, and we're looking up for it in the earth. We're looking in the wrong place. That's why nowadays it's a pandemic. The pandemic went, and there's another pandemic of the youth. They're not getting married because they say, "Oh, I need to have a good job. I have to have a house. Then I can get married." And by the time now they're 30, 40, 35 years old, because that's not happening. The money that's coming, very hard to save. So we don't realize that when a person is following the sunnah, obeying Allah, and then the tariqah sunnah of Rasulullah, Allah's help will come. Your partner, you don't have to worry about her or him. If you're a woman, you don't have to worry about, because why? Allah is the provider. You are not the provider. We are not the provider for the wife. She came with her own rizq. Children, before they come, the rizq is already written for them. Then they say, "Oh, I can't afford to have kids." Are you the one? It's just like, during the time in the Jahiliyyah, they used to kill the girls because, they didn't want, "Oh, you have a girl?" Some sort of crazy mentality they have. Believe it or not, some of that crazy mentality still exists, but in different form. No one knows, buries their daughters. Alhamdulillah. Thanks to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, we would be the craziest people. But there is different type of jahal, darkness, that is around us that we're not able to see. Different ways. Because Shaitan does not leave us alone. He always behind us. So there's many types of different ignorance that still exist in us. Sometimes the proudness, we don't want to be the first one to say salam. When we walk into a room or somewhere, we want people sitting say salam to us. Especially the opposite. The sunnah is when people are sitting, the one coming in says salam. But we don't know the pride, and many things. I haven't spoken to my brother for the last 20 years. Your own brother. Oh, my sister, I don't get along with her. And of course, and the sister-in-laws, may Allah reward them. They take it to the max. Their first job is to, make a rift. No, you will be going against the Sharia of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And to kill the zina, which is prevailing. Why do you think the earthquakes are happening? All the things that are happening, floods, earthquakes. We had many little small shakes in the Bay Area. One of the cause is the zina being prevailed. And to offset that is the nikah. Make the nikah easy. Make it simple. Make it easy, like they're doing the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the life of Sahaba. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq and courage to practice the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completely, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to enter into Islam completely. That brother's over there is, going like this to me. May I dua for him, may Allah accept his dua. Fill the first row. Allahu Akbar.